Today, we are going to discuss a very important topic, therapy. If you are considering therapy for the very first time, or even if you've been in therapy before, there are some essential factors you need to think about. So let's dive into the top 10 things to consider before starting therapy. Hey, my name is Dani De Silves, and I am all about helping newbies with self-development to get ahead in life. First of all, determine your goals. First and foremost, it's crucial to identify your goals for therapy. Are you looking to address a specific issue, improve your mental health, or gain a better understanding of yourself? Knowing your goals will help you and your therapist work together effectively. Now, I know that this is a hard question to ask yourself because someone can say, hey, how is it I can help you? And if you've only ever lived a life of struggle, you're like, I don't know, I don't know how to answer that question. That's weird. But a good therapist will know based on your answers what it is you're actually struggling with. But if you can make a small bullet list of things that you feel don't quite go right. For example, are you jealous of other people's relationships? Are you struggling because you feel like you can't get ahead in life? These are all clues. So talk about things that you're not quite happy with, and that is a focus point. Research different therapy approaches. There are so many therapy approaches. Each approach has its own unique methods and techniques. So research these approaches to find the one that resonates with you. Let's take, for example, you have an attachment trauma, you want to go towards an attachment specialist, and then they can give you the best resources to help. And of course, finding the right therapist. Finding a therapist you feel comfortable with is essential. Look for someone who specializes in the issues that you are dealing with and has experience with a specific therapy approach you are interested in. Now, don't be afraid to shop around and interview potential therapists. And don't worry, therapists won't be offended if you say, you know what, I'm just not feeling the vibe between us. They want you to improve, whether it's with them or someone else. And of course, if you've lived a life where you've never trusted anyone, finding a therapist that you trust feels weird, but let me tell you, go with a gut response. If there's a certain face that you quite like, you're like, you know what, you look friendly, I want to work with you, try that. Consider the cost. Therapy can be expensive, so it's important to consider the cost. Check if you have insurance that covers therapy, if you have therapy sessions that you can take through your workplace, but also remember, especially in the UK, we have the NHS where you can get free therapy, but I would personally say private therapy is always the best because you're not limited to a certain amount of sessions. You have to really weigh up the costs of the downsides of therapy, and that can be taking time off work because you have migraines, because you feel sad and depressed. Maybe you need a big self-care day. There is a chance that you might have a lot of home days when you start therapy, so really weigh up those costs if you can consider to take some time off work to recharge. Think about the time commitment. Therapy requires a huge time commitment, so make sure you're ready to dedicate the necessary time to attend the sessions and work on your mental health, but also the downtime as well. You gain an insight in their sessions with the therapists, and afterwards, you might start getting nightmares and memories that pop up, and that's when you want to really talk to people that you trust about things that you're dealing with. That is a time commitment, let me tell you. Be prepared to be vulnerable. This is a horrible one, right? But therapy involves opening up about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences that you've never, ever opened up with someone before. So be prepared to be vulnerable and honest with your therapist to make the most of your sessions. Now, what does that look like? Therapy can bring up a lot of pain, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of sadness, a lot of regret, a lot of grief. There's so many negative emotions that come with therapy to begin with. Eventually, the positive ones happen, I promise you. But when you first start, you can feel a lot of anguish, a lot of sad times. You have to be prepared for that. And just remember, when you have a great therapist, they will work through those uncomfortable feelings. It gets better when you allow yourself to feel those negative, horrible feelings. That is when the self-growth comes in. The more time you expose yourself to uncomfortable feelings, the quicker you will heal and the better you will be. I promise you. Sounds crazy, but that is the uncomfortable stuff that people talk about. Everyone's like, hey, you grow outside of your comfort zone. Well, if you want to grow, go to therapy. I promise you, the growth, you grow like a weed. It's crazy. Set realistic expectations. Now, therapy is not a quick fix and progress can be slow. So set realistic expectations for yourself and be patient with the process. Don't expect to be a mastermind in a year's time. It can take a while, so be prepared for that. Keep an open mind. Therapy can sometimes challenge your beliefs and your perspectives. Keep an open mind and be willing to explore new ideas and new ways of thinking. This could be you start to see another family member in a different light. Maybe you start to see them for all the bad things they did, or maybe you start to see them for the good things they've done. You really can change concepts a lot and beliefs through therapy, so it's something to be prepared for. Whatever you stand for at the moment, just consider that might slightly change. Prioritize self-care. This is so huge. Taking care of yourself outside of therapy is essential. You do the biggest healing when you are not with the therapist. Prioritize self-care activities, exercise, sleep, healthy eating, supporting your own mental health journey. Now, brain fog is a common experience of therapy. You doom scroll for 40 minutes straight after the session or zone out a lot on the journey home. You will be emotionally tired, and if a session has brought up some uncomfortable feelings, you may end up going into your self-destructive behaviors, alcohol abuse, binge eating, self-harm, so you need to plan self-care. Here's an example. New sheets on the bed in the morning, a main meal of the day prepared, could be a fast food delivery after the session, but try to keep it something you enjoy and look forward to, including a drink and a dessert. Your brain will remain in a negative state for a while, so be kind and cheer yourself up. Plan to do whatever you want that evening of therapy, even if you just watch your favorite movie. Oh, and yeah, expect to cry. Let yourself feel those uncomfortable emotions. It helps you grow quicker. Remember that progress is not linear. Lastly, remember that progress in therapy is not always linear. There will be ups, there will be downs. It's completely normal. 1 month you're like, whoa, I don't need to come back to therapy, I'm saved. And then something else gets brought up and you go right back down to the bottom of the barrel. Stay committed to the process and trust that you are moving in the right direction. And there you have it, the top 10 things to consider before starting therapy. Remember, therapy can be a life-changing experience, but it's essential to be prepared and informed. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and take care.